Week 6 is almost here, Browns fans. If you guys are excited to take down the Arizona Cardinals and give them loss number 1 on the season and ruin the last unbeaten team's run, then go ahead in the comment section and type, "Let's go Brownies." Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson. We got some Browns rumors to go over on today's show, some trade rumors as the NFL trade deadline is coming up. And guess who is in the talk once again? Odell Beckham Jr. We're going to get on that. Baker Mayfield, maybe even some Malik McDowell talk. A lot to unpack here. We went through the entire deep dark web. We talked to the Russian hackers, went through your search history, skipped over the letter P, don't worry, but a lot of Browns rumors to go through. We're going to rank them on a scale of believability, okay? So we go from 0 Bernie Kosar heads to 4 Bernie Kosar heads. 0 fake news, never going to happen, all the way to 4 Bernie heads. Believeland, you can take it to the bank, put it in Sharpie. It's that believable. It's happening. Now, before we get into today's show, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Browns Report. We're almost at 3K. I'm not saying that if you don't subscribe and the Browns lose, it's your fault. But if you're that superstitious, then don't take any chances. Go ahead and subscribe right now. Help us get to 3K subs. Okay, first rumor we're going to talk about on today's show. Should the Browns trade Odell Beckham Jr.? I'm going to give this one 2 Bernie heads, okay? Some talk, some truth to it a little bit, only because he hasn't been used in the type of ways you would expect someone you traded a first round, Jabril Peppers, and some other picks for. Last week was not a good week for him. 3 targets, which tied a career low, which, by the way, happened last year when he was in Cleveland. And he's getting paid nearly $16 million. That's the most on the Browns, I think. It's a little bit of overkill for someone who did a lot of blocking last week against the Chargers. My big thing here, and this is why it's holding back on it, would anyone want to take on this much money for someone that's coming off an ACL tear and hasn't looked what we all remember him as from his days as a New York Giant? And that trade happened 2 years ago. You got to go back to March 2019. Pull up the timeline here for you guys. Traded from New York to Cleveland in March 2019. Fast forward to Week 7, 2020, tears his ACL, and look where we land now. The 2021 NFL trade deadline is November 2nd. Let's open this conversation up to you guys watching. Should the Browns trade OBJ? Type T for trade or P for pass. We're going to make this our YouTube ad break, so if you get hit with the YouTube ad, during that time, scroll on down to the pinned comment and reply T for trade or P for pass. Next Browns rumor on today's show. Extension for Baker Mayfield. The Browns worked out a Nick Chubb extension, Denzel Ward, Baker Mayfield next. Whether or not he's going to get... Okay. No extension, 1 Bernie head. Let's make it plain and simple. I think an extension is coming for Mayfield. It's the number 1 overall pick from 2018. He took the Browns not only to the playoffs, but got them a playoff win with a skeleton-proven offensive line. You got to give credit where credit is due. So, in terms of the actual finances here, he's under contract until the end of 2020. Haven't seen him really play himself into an extension just yet. I think Andrew Berry and Stefanski want to give him an extension. They just want to be proven right. And I definitely don't think this Browns team is interested in moving on from Baker at the end of next season and probably drafting a quarterback or looking into the free agency pool. No, this is a win-now team. So, if this extension comes, what neighborhood is it going to be in? Well, here is the top 5 highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL on average salary. I don't think Baker can crack this top 5. At least the way he's playing right now, it's not going to warrant $35 million plus. It just seems like too big of a stretch for me. Mahomes, Allen, Prescott, that's just light years away from where Baker is. Watson and Wilson, maybe 35. Maybe that's what I'm looking at right now because it's a bit of an older contract and the cap's going to go way up after 2022 and all these new TV deals are in there. After that, look at 6 through 10. This seems more like Baker range to me because Jared Goff is extremely overpaid. There's no doubt about it. In fact, I bet you didn't know he was number 6 in the NFL. unless you just looked it up yourself. Rodgers, he'll probably take a pay cut maybe after this season to get trade. Kirk Cousins, Wentz, and Ryan, those are all older contract, drastically overpaid. So I think Mayfield's probably in that Wentz to Kirk Cousins 8 to 9 range. He's currently ranked 24th for 2022. That's got to change, I imagine. From his camp to the Browns, he's not going to want to enter next season, the last year of his contract, and the 24th highest paid average annual quarterback salary. I'm expecting an extension to come, but what do you guys think it would look like? How much would you pay Baker? Baker, I think, is one of the most polarizing sports figures in Cleveland since LeBron James, probably after LeBron, because you got one camp that's going, hey, Baker just got us to the playoffs, won us a playoff game. I can cherry pick stats. He's got plenty of 300-plus yard games. I love Baker, and I get that. And there's a lot of great points there. The other side, and I think there's some truth to it, of Baker was a first overall pick. First overall picks tend to look a little bit better than Baker Mayfield does. Justin Herbert wasn't even picked first overall, and I've loved more what I've seen out of Herbert than Baker. And that's not a popular opinion, but that's my opinion. But let me know what you're thinking down below. Make some money on the Browns this season. They are 2.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. I'm gassing it, and you can gas that too over at BetUS, our proud sponsor of today's Browns Report. Check them out, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. Not only are they going to give you a 125% deposit bonus, you're looking at a brand new Browns jersey. And that's from us here. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. 4 simple steps. Take a picture of this slide if you have to. All you need to do is sign up and deposit at least $100. You're going to get that 125% deposit bonus. Then, once you make your first bet, just email jersey, you can't forget this, jersey at chatsports.com with your BetUS account number. And best of all, what jersey you want. You want a Nick Chubb jersey in brown, a medium, a large, or maybe a Baker Mayfield jersey. Guys, I've said it before if you watch the show, don't be that scrub at First Energy Stadium with an old Reebok jersey. No, get a brand new Browns Nike jersey. Mayfield, Chubb, just tell us the size, tell us what jersey you want, what color, and all you need to do is email us your BetUS account number at jersey@chatsports.com along with a screenshot of your first bet. Next Browns rumor. Is Malik McDowell the best offseason move from 2021? I'm giving this one 3 Bernie heads. Yeah, pretty damn likely, okay? Absolutely, sure looked like it. The only thing that's holding me back from giving it 4 Bernie heads, Believeland, is that a handful of other moves have looked pretty good too. Takk McKinley, Jadeveon Clowney have lived up to as advertised for the roles they've been given and the snap counts and the situations they've been put in. But Malik McDowell comes with a huge fumble recovery against the Chargers down the stretch at the end of the first half. I tweeted this out yesterday on my Twitter account, at Matthew Peterson. The Browns should have gotten more than 3 points to close out the first half against the Chargers. That really still pisses me off. But those are his numbers through 2021 so far. I've loved what I've seen out of Malik McDowell. So, yeah, 3 Bernie heads for me. The reason why he's not 4, like I said, is just McKinley looked like a bust completely. And he has been a first-round bust in that term, but in that regard. But also, he's lived up to expectations, probably exceeded them. And then Clowney. A bad season last year in Tennessee, a bad season in Seattle before that, turning things around here with Myles Garrett and company in Cleveland. Before we wrap up today's Browns video, almost the weekend, so where is the best place in Cleveland to watch a Browns game? Whether it's got the coldest beer, the best wings, would love to know. Maybe I'll give them even a shout out on the next video. Sound off in the comments, best place to watch a Browns game, because would love to check them out sometime next time I'm in Cleveland. Guys, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the Browns Report. We're nearly at 3K subs. Help us out. Be the last one. Give us that push. Don't be the guy that doesn't subscribe. And if I'm not going to even say the L word, but that happens on Sunday, you can look at yourself in the mirror and take a hard look.